It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Thompson Sales, Kitchenland USA, Advanced Car Care Center, and Smouse Brothers Foundation Repair. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, good morning to you on this Monday. I hope you're getting ready for the work week ahead. We're going to start with some news, and man, we had some sad news over the weekend. An Ozarks legend, really a great character in the Ozarks and a great supporter of sports in the Ozarks, has passed away. Marty Prather, better known as the Sign Man, passed away at the age of 67. He had been hospitalized in Springfield apparently for the last several weeks with a respiratory illness. He was known, you've seen pictures of him, no doubt. Maybe you've seen him at a live event. He was known for his massive collection of giant, very clever signs that he would hold up at Missouri State games, basketball, football, baseball, as well as Springfield Cardinals and St. Louis Cardinals games. He was also an owner of several Domino's pizzas around our area. He actually made his first sign back in 1985 for the World Series. He was shown on TV, and that was that. He became the sign man after that. He started the tradition of making signs that made him a sports legend in the state of Missouri. He's actually the only person to be inducted into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame for being a super fan. The sign man, Marty Prather, was 67 years old, and he was really, by all accounts, and I knew him a little bit, but he was a great guy. He was a big viewer of KY3 News. So when we would do the news at 9, he was always tuned in. And whenever the great debate, that was the thing I used to do on the news, the great debate, I'd have it on my Facebook page. People would vote, usually a food item, which one they liked. And whenever it was pizza related, Marty would just send over pizzas from Domino's every single time and treat us in the newsroom and on the set. And he was a great guy, and it's a big loss for the Ozarks, I think.
Indeed.
Missouri now has a new map for congressional districts. Governor Kehoe signed that into law yesterday. The bill is the result of a special session of the state legislature that the governor called weeks ago.
A massive new residential development is likely moving into Ozark. Should have hit the word massive because we do mean massive. The Planning and Zoning Commission there has recommended approval of a plan to build 550 new houses and 250 apartments or condos. The new development will be off Farmers Branch Road, across the road to the east, behind where James River Church sits in Ozark, behind that. The development also calls for 10 acres of retail and commercial space, more than 40 acres of green space, including 4 miles of trails. That project still needs approval from the Ozark Board of Aldermen.
You know what's crazy is that I was with your mom. I was taking your mom home a few days ago, and we drove by that very piece of land right behind James River Church. And she said, we've driven that way a zillion times, me taking her home. And she said for the first time ever, I bet that's going to turn into houses one day. So I don't know if she was punking me, if she knew something that I didn't. And I said, yeah, the kids usually end up selling the land because whatever. And then yesterday afternoon, I got home and I saw that news and I was like, that's exactly, she had just said that to me. And now it's going to be a big development.
The reason that I had an interest in news, one of many reasons, there were a million reasons why I was destined to be in news, but I remember her always reading the newspaper. So she's a news.
Well, she may have been just messing with me.
And my dad always watches the news, still. He's the news guy. So national news.
She may have been doing it just to break news to me. And then later on, I was like, what? That's crazy.
Yeah. My dad still will ask me if I know what's happening around the world, like XYZ situation. So,
well, I tell you, that's a lot of people moving into Ozark, and they're going to have to do something about the roads in Ozark because the new development that went in where the old airport is over by Tracker, there's a ton of people that drive that road and that intersection.
22nd. Yeah, that's a tough one.
They just got to do something. You got to widen it somehow because you're allowing all of these people to move in. You got to adjust.
Yes.
Anyway, I only noticed it when I'm over there and there's traffic.
Yeah. For some of you, your Monday commute, speaking of roads, is going to be a lot smoother today now that the latest extension of the Kansas Expressway is now open. The final piece of the extension south of Republic Road opened up on Friday. It extended the Kansas Expressway from Plainview Road to Farm Road 190. That extension has been talked about for about 40 years. If you can believe that, it has been under construction for the last 4 years. Nixa is the latest nearby town to get a 7 brew. It's going to be located off Highway 160 across the street from Brahms, kind of there by just south of the Super 8 Hotel. It'll be open next year. Meanwhile, 7 Brew is just a few weeks away from opening their newest location in Republic. It's taken over the town, isn't it? And then Dutch Brothers is coming too. Dutch Brothers is coming to Ozark, down by the Walmart exit, that one. So it's not open yet, but that will give them some competition. Branson's new Texas Roadhouse restaurant opens today. Who doesn't love Texas Roadhouse? If you go by the one in Springfield, it is always busy. They have a location in South Springfield, of course, and it doesn't matter what time you drive by, there are many, many cars in the parking lot. The one in Branson will be on Branson Hills Parkway in the shops.
Yeah, I mean, I'm amazed, and I'm no longer amazed because it happens all the time, but I think that's the busiest restaurant all the time, that Texas Roadhouse in Springfield off 60, that
Yeah.
I've ever seen, that I've ever been close enough to see on a regular basis. It's constantly busy. I don't know what they're
What
doing there.
about Olive Garden?
That also is busy, but I think Texas Roadhouse, it has a bigger parking lot, and I think it looks busier to me.
They're both busy.
It's
Yeah,
like,
interesting.
the old saying, "Nobody goes there anymore. It's too crowded."
Yeah. Oh. That's a good one. I
That's a
like
good
it.
one. Yeah, it's a classic. Tough loss for Missouri State football on Saturday. They lost to Western Kentucky 27-22 at Plaster Stadium in their Conference USA opener. Sadly, they also lost their quarterback, who ended up on crutches after being hurt in the second quarter. So, waiting to hear exactly how bad the injury is. The Bears do not play this week. They play their next game on a Wednesday. So, a week from Wednesday of this week is their next game. October 8th, it'll be at Middle Tennessee State. And the Arkansas Razorbacks got whooped by Notre Dame on Saturday, 56-13. So then they fired, I should say, the opposite of hiring. They fired head coach Sam Pittman. And to make it more interesting, they moved former head coach and former Bears head coach Bobby Petrino to the interim coach position.
Lots
Petrino
going on in Arkansas.
Yeah, he was fired, as you'll remember, back in 2011 for issues off the field. He was brought back as offensive coordinator last season, and now look at him. He is the interim head coach, and I would imagine a lot of fans want him to be the mainstay head coach. We'll see what they do down in Arkansas. It'll depend on how this season goes for sure from here. Then up in Columbia, the Missouri Tigers had no problem with the University of Massachusetts on Saturday. They beat the Minutemen 42-6 and climbed one spot in the AP Top 25 poll. They are now ranked number 19. And some good news from the pro side. The Chiefs looked a lot better yesterday. They got a 37-20 win over the Baltimore Ravens. They play Monday night, 1 week from tonight, at Jacksonville. So we're hoping the Chiefs are back on track.
Okay. You know what? Did you ever have to take newspapers and edit them, like copy edit in your college classes?
No.
My teacher's biggest pet peeve, I mean, all things grammar, I think, are his pet peeve, but 37-20 win should be victory, not win. And he would have ripped you apart for that, Ethan Forhetz.
Okay.
I know, right? But you have to know the rule to break it. So do you know it?
I didn't realize that was a rule. No, but
You can break this is for you, students. If you're listening in your car, you can break the rules of grammar as long as you know which rule you broke.
Who says?
College professor. In
Who wrote that
broadcasting.
rule?
In broadcasting, if this is what you're going to do for a living, you can say, "Where you from?" instead of "From where did you come?" Because then you just sound like a weirdo. But that one, he wouldn't let us away with that one. The
Yeah, I think a lot of
37-20 win.
journalism rules are being broken.
It's true.
Just
We
in
now
general.
say
Didn't they change?
over 1,000 people instead of more than. And we
Right.
also use numbers and then say more or less instead of fewer, you know.
Correct. Correct.
Anyway,
Yeah. And
lots
didn't
of
they
things.
change the definition of literally a while back so that it doesn't
Um,
actually mean
oh,
literally? It no longer means literally. So
yeah.
you can literally say it in every sentence.
You know why that was on the top of mind is because of whatever you said about the restaurant. Nobody goes there anymore because it's always so crowded.
Yeah.
That's what got me to thinking about rules of grammar. I don't know why. Nerd
That's
alert, nerd
a
alert.
that by the way is a yogiism. Yogi Berra said that
Yes.
famously. He was the best.
Okay, here is our final piece of news for you. Don't forget that you can register to win Chiefs tickets. It's very exciting. We have a contest going on always at aroundtheozarks.com. Just click on the word contest and you will see where you can give us a picture of yourself, just upload it, and it's you in Chiefs gear around the Ozarks. So in your
Somewhere.
house, in your car,
Yeah.
driving on riding a bicycle on your trail system, wherever it is, somewhere around the Ozarks with
Not
your
at
Chiefs gear. Not at Arrowhead,
not
because
at Arrowhead
Arrowhead is in
yesterday.
the Ozarks.
Yeah,
So
not at
yeah.
Arrowhead yesterday. Right.
The prize this week, by the way, is a signed Dante Hall jersey. He was a legend in the early 2000s with his unmatched return ability, scoring 12 career return touchdowns and earning back-to-back Pro Bowl and All-Pro honors in 02 and 03. His unforgettable 93-yard return against the Broncos in 2003 cemented his legacy as one of the most electrifying players in NFL history. I didn't write that. Brian wrote that. That
But
was
it did
good.
cement
I
it
like it.
right
Yeah,
in there.
I like it.
That's
Anyway,
an
Dante Hall
Oklahoma thing.
jersey. That's because the tickets, the Chiefs, we only give away Chiefs tickets when they're playing at Arrowhead. So therefore, you get a Dante Hall signed jersey if you win this week.
Okay. Very good. Good
All
prizes.
right.
Aroundtheozarks.com. You can also check out what's happening there, the stuff going on through the week at the events calendar. And of course, it is fall festival season. We'll talk more about what's happening this weekend coming up this week.
All
So
right.
stay tuned.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.